Hello, guys. How I hope you are all doing well. In today's live, I'm going to talk about last night and how I'm going to recondition myself, teach myself out of fear of thunder. I have one video where I'm explaining how horrible it was to be alone in Tel Aviv with my puppy and my ex-Malinois dog, and it was power cuts and 3 days of thunder. And when I was growing up in an old house, you had to switch off all the lights and everything, and you were sitting and waiting for the thunder to pass. So this has kind of created that fear of thunder. But I woke up last night at 4 a.m. I thought I was feeling nauseous when I went to bed, and I was feeling nauseous when I woke up, and that made me feel anxious. Am I going to throw up? Am I not going to? What's happening? And I started. There's lots of videos on YouTube with rain and thunder, distant thunder, and I used to think, what's the point? Listening to thunder doesn't make any sense. But then I found one that has black screen. So you do realize when you're trying to get to sleep and you have anything under the screen and in a dark room, it doesn't really work. So it's a black screen, and it's a very clear sounding rain and very distant sounding thunder. And first I was really kind of like, this thunder sound, I don't know if it's adding to my anxiety. But then I told myself, it's fine, just deep breaths and deep breathing. And I realized at the same time, I can actually recondition myself out of this fear of thunder. How I do that? Well, I will just play that sound every night when I go to sleep. And that's how I tell my brains and I tell my subconscious that it's actually the sound of distant thunder is something that I'm relating to calm, quiet, and being safe. And this is how you train dogs, monkeys, cats, whatever, by positive reinforcement. Because these type of things, they're not there for life, and you can totally get rid of them. And when you get rid of one fear, that kind of reflects to other areas of your life as well. Why I was having nauseous, kind of throw up kind of feeling. 3 days in a row, I was eating processed. I was eating too much chocolate, and I was eating too much salt. So yesterday I was eating bag of chips, complete like a big bag of chips. Oof, no, that alone can make me nauseous. And then 2 days prior to that, I was having sausages. I can have sausages as a kind of not being anemic, so preventive measure against lack of iron. But I do that once in 2 weeks or something. So now I had 3 days in a row I had something not healthy, and I'm having a simple healthy diet. And this is a very good example why having a bad diet has a direct effect on your quality of sleep. And fiber. If you want to have good sleep, it's fiber. You get fiber from rye bread, you get fiber from vegetables, you get fiber from fish. So Mediterranean diet. I've been rewatching Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I watched them a couple of years ago, and I watched first Breaking Bad because it was more kind of famous, and then after that Better Call Saul, and now I watch them the other way around. And what I really take on from both of those series is intergenerational trauma. In Better Call Saul, there's the bitterness between and the competition between the siblings, the brothers. And when you are not accepted by your family member, your spouse, or your sibling, it can end up meaning that you are kind of chasing a ghost for the rest of your life, unless you address that taboo, unless you address that. Why are we fighting? Why is this coming from? And Better Call Saul, he is the type of person, and in Breaking Bad, they are both the type of men that can't even begin to acknowledge that there are any problems. And I'm telling all the ladies, anyone who wants to have a relationship, look at this. If a person has some type of anxiety-prone behavior, and if they are not even willing to talk about it, if they can't acknowledge that it's there, then it's a kind of a long way. I was just talking yesterday to my friend. I told her like it would be good for her to go to therapy as well. She did go to therapy. She did end up breaking up with her boyfriend, who is still today not really acknowledging that there's any problems with him. And now 2 years after her end of therapy, now she's really beginning to sink in. It's exactly the same thing for me. I've been off therapy, off medication and anything for like good 3 years now. Of medication for 5 years, but of therapy 2 years, 3 years. And now it's really starting to sink in. You start implementing those things in your life and you start really living them. And it's an ongoing journey and it's never going to really end. But when a person can't even begin to start thinking of these things, that's kind of alarming, because that means that you have a decade of work ahead of you, if at all. That if you are in denial, it might never come. Let's see if I have to move. I want to have a light, but not too much. And what I was thinking, when a person has this type of anxiety and trauma, it's so easy to pass it along to the next generation. This type of person, this type of parent can only seem distant and a little bit absent to the child, but children are so good at picking these things up. And like I was thinking to myself, I did have very challenging atmosphere at home, but then my grandma, she was the kind of normal person who, a memory of her, she then passed away, but the memory of only that one warm, normal, secure person was really carrying me through in difficult times. And so even one calm, secure, we're talking about attachment styles. So when you have a person who is like, I'm working towards my secure attachment. Yesterday, I actually made my first video about dating and about attachment styles and 10 things that I am noticing that are kind of taking me towards secure attachment style and to be a better partner to my future spouse. We are moving a little bit away from the sun. Oh, this is so cool. My completely dead plant, but it's giving me this nice thing going on here. But my take on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul is that you can get lost of your vision in life. And a person, the more you try to hit your problems, the bigger crisis you end up having, the more likely you end up showing this anxious vibe to your family, and the likelihood of you passing it along for it becoming an intergenerational problem from generation after generation, likelihood will increase greatly. So it's never too late to address these issues. It's never too late to start working on your issues. And I don't know. That's all I wanted to say today. And I'm hoping everybody has a really, really cool, nice afternoon. And I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye-bye.